Hey everybody, you listen to the Wombo podcast. I'm Chip. Monk with me always is the Mr. Gimpy.
What's going on, Chip?
I was getting through it, man. I was like, I gotta go through this intro real quick. Gotta get right to it.
What's funny is
to the meats and potatoes, dude.
Right when I was like, "Do you want to do it?" And I clicked the button. I'm like, "Oh man, I feel like a cough coming on." So I'm like, "I don't want to ruin this one take."
One take, though. Do it live. Do it again if we have to.
Yeah, right.
Back to back intros.
Big weekend right now. We got the NCAA Final Four happening. We got WrestleMania happening. Playoffs for the NBA is happening really soon. A lot of big like sports things going on.
Yeah, it just finished up March Madness or whatever.
Yeah, it's finishing up today. Well, technically, like by the time we release. But man.
Do you ever do anything like
I do a bracket every year.
All right, you do the brackets and like any fantasy leagues or anything?
Yeah, no, I just do a bracket for the men's tournament. I won this year. Like it's we everyone I'm playing with, it's coworkers and stuff. I won the second day, basically, because like everyone by the second day, everyone else gets knocked out quick. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
By default, it's the best time of winning.
Yep. They're like, we thought this would be fun. I was like, nah.
This was a sweep. You're coming out there like Kenny Omega with the broom sweeping them away.
Exactly. Straight cleaning. Yeah. It was a good time though. I've been enjoying. I mean, that's kind of what I've, alluded to it before, but that's mostly what I've been doing is just kind of watching sports the last couple of weeks here with between March Madness and WrestleMania. I got just a lot of stuff going on to that. Locally, some. My uncle coaches some sporting teams like at the high school level, so I'm kind of supporting him and going to games and stuff. So I've been
you just had like the huge wrestlers thing over here at the Excel Energy Center. It was nuts.
Oh yeah,
high school wrestling.
Yep.
Always packs up the streets and stuff. My one coworker went to that.
Damn.
So,
they use your house for parking and then just walk, or what?
Pretty much, yeah. A lot of times, like everything gets filled up, dude. It's really too many seats to the parking space is kind of garbage. They need to make another parking lot probably.
For Excel, yeah.
They made one, but then it got converted to like kind of apartments in the middle of it because they like accidental fire.
What?
And then they're trying to like blame it on homeless people, but I was like, man, this seems like a construction scam. I'm not saying it's a construction wham bam, but it might be. Because it was only concrete over there. I'm like, how the fuck you starting concrete on fire? That don't even make sense.
That's pretty.
At that point,
pretty tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
How has your gaming life been the last couple weeks here?
I haven't really been messing around with any games. I've mostly just been reading a lot of light novels, web novels.
Sure.
Nothing great. It was what I got. One's Rebirth. I carry a desktop inside me, and one's the Great Sect of Science and Technology. What else did I finish up? I finished up what's this called? Interstellar Energy Magnet. I don't know, man. I'm at the bottom of the barrel here, dude.
I see.
Yeah, a lot of sci-fi shit. A lot of like they have like the power of like computers inside of them or whatever. They can absorb computer powers, whatever that means. It's just a MacGuffin or whatever to get from A to B in the story.
Gotcha.
Not as much like being reborn stuff, but there's still some of it. It's so hot right now, like the reincarnation or being brought to a fantasy world. So just sci-fi fantasy.
Gotcha. Now
it's a lazy writer trope to like the fish out of water. It's like, how can I explain my world without having to explain my world? And it's like, they don't know anything about the world.
What's interesting is I think fish out of water can work in gaming too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because you as the player, if nothing is that, you're the fish out of water,
Yeah.
So I think
they used to have like these things called video game manuals, and you have to read those for like the backstory and lore to figure out what was going on.
Right. I'm wondering, does any, like a lot of the game stuff, like you the player being fish out of water is kind of the thing, right? But like your character a lot of time has been lived in this world and like knows the stuff. But I'm curious, and recently has any game done outside of the clearly terrible, was that Forsaken or whatever?
Yeah, Forsaken.
yeah. Outside of that, has anything done like a fish out of water story? I don't think so, right? So I don't think it's been used in gaming much lately.
Much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. It's a pretty common trope. Do you think it's
It's just
lazy
like
writing, or do you think it's just like it's one of those
it's
things where
easy
you're
writing,
okay?
you know, and I wouldn't call it lazy. It's just easier. It's easier
So
to be like,
I
let
think
me
you're in
explain
charge of
everything.
building the world then though. Like that's
Yeah,
kind of the hard part. If you're not good at
yeah.
world building, like if you're not, just set your story in fucking middle of New York. You know, it's like oh big buildings, boom, good.
Boom, we're ready.
Yeah,
You know, generic fantasy setting,
generic
we're
fantasy
ready.
setting. Right. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
like
think
some of them have like insects that like it's almost like a Pokemon style thing where they call them like goo worms, and like they get like these insects and like they level up and give them powers, like magic powers. And I'm like, I mess with that, I fucks with that because it's like you know you're building a magic system as long as it makes sense and like you build the rules.
okay.
As soon as like authors start breaking their own world rules, then you lose me instantly.
Sure.
Like, this shit don't work how it's supposed to work, or like how you've already established it works. Like you're the writer. Like why are you changing shit midway through? It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
You know, avoid this.
Nobody doing the balance checks, dude. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Or like they need to like write their way out of a bad situation. They're like, oh, I'm gonna make this really high stakes situation. They're like, oh, I've written myself into a corner. Let me just pull this rabbit out of my ass. You're
Right,
like, oh, no,
right.
you lost me, homie. It's
True.
ridiculous.
Last time we spoke, we're gonna do Halo Infinite and play the
Yeah,
maps.
man, what's up?
We didn't see you.
Did anyone show up? I was asking people. I was like, "Did we do the Halo thing?" And they're like, "No."
Everybody showed up that
Hey,
Monday, but you weren't
they
there.
just didn't want me to feel bad.
Nah. So we ended up doing custom games and stuff. Found out so. I made the levels on Xbox then to transfer to PC, but my
Yeah.
Xbox copy of Halo wasn't updated. I didn't realize like the Wi-Fi wasn't working on it for a while, and the kids never told me. So, so the versions were mismatched. So I have to redo the spawns. But I showed off the level on the stream or whatever. I'll redo the spawns and send it to you. Everyone wants to play it too, and Crab was like, "Yeah, it looks fun. Just spawns are broken just because they updated it between then. So not a big deal." We ended up playing some of the forge modes and stuff that they had, and honestly Halo Infinite's in a great spot right now. It's in the spot it should have been. Like 3 months, like 3 months post launch, it should have been where it is now. But obviously it wasn't.
People have loved it if it was at this state, right?
Yeah. Like right now,
get people
it's
back. Like,
probably the perfect Halo.
People, I've been telling people like, "Oh, it's actually pretty good now." People are like, I don't give a shit no more. Like, damn.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like waiting for like a new Halo for some reason too. Like I was talking to some people and they're like, "No, I'm just gonna wait for the next one." I was like, "No, they said this one was gonna be it for like 10 years." So.
No, it's not anymore because of the whole restructuring. But yeah, they're definitely working on a new one. But Infinite's in a really good spot now.
I mean, even if they started, it's like a 4-year cycle usually for like a AAA game. So, that's about 10, right? It came out in 2020?
2020. I don't know.
I want to say the beta dropped. I must say the beta dropped like at the end of 2020, and the actual official release was like 21 because they won the anniversary.
21, and the beta was like 3 months before. So it was literally the beta was in 21, and the game dropped 21.
Yeah. So yeah, it's already 3 years. So you got another 4.
Yeah, the beta was like in early September / late August, and then it dropped that December.
Again, like
I should say October because it had that, or November or whatever because it had that surprise release.
Much like my stories, where like I'm good with you until like you like write yourself into a corner, then pull like a rabbit out of your ass. Same with like Halo, where they're like, "Oh, there's no possible way we could add these maps because our UI situation, it's impossible to do." And it's like, "Oh, you made the UI system. You didn't think like this through," or like like just the lack of different multiplayer types, the lack of like local co-op split screen, where it was like, this one will have it no matter what. And it's like, why would you say that? Like, and then they're like, oh yeah, this will never have it. And then like modders put it in, and it's like, all right, so clearly somebody was working on this at some point.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. Like the game had local. It's just people found a way to just like get access to it. It wasn't even modders, dude. They just like it's like you press start or something on a controller and like then sign into a profile or something crazy.
I'm assuming there's some sort of game breaking bug or like frame rates dropped to like some disgusting level or so. I've never played through like with the mod, but. So I'm not sure if it's like possible like to play all the way through like that, but
no, it is.
It was
people
there.
Done it. There's YouTubes of it. I haven't done it. I haven't played through the campaign since initially beating it.
It was like
it was good.
A top down directive because they wanted it to be on
the
Xbox
old
Series
Xbox.
S. Yeah.
Well, not the Series S,
And-
the Xbox One. It's still on that one.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it was like the Xbox One couldn't handle it, they're like, just disable it. We can't have people like they did that shit with the which one was it with the with was it I want to say the hacker one where it's like all the no it was like Ubisoft game and like all the graphics got disabled on like the PC version because it wanted parity with like the Xbox and PlayStation.
Watch Dogs, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they did that with like Watch Dogs where they disabled a bunch of features, and then people are like, "Yeah, if I just go into the INI file, like all this shit's just disabled, but it's there. It doesn't make sense." And it's like, yeah, sometimes marketing wants parity to cross all platforms, and you can't just be like, only. We don't know how to sell people that this shit only works on like the new Xbox and PC only. It's like, can't you just put that? They're like, people are too dumb. There'll be returns.
I feel that that's some bait and switch personally, but
yeah.
You know, that's what marketing is.
Yeah. So,
but
Cyberpunk definitely had a bunch of lies in their marketing.
Yeah. But overall, we had a great time with Halo. We ended up playing.
Nice. It's finally playable. It's finally in a good state.
It was good. It was good. I'll definitely do another night of playing Halo too.
Heck yeah.
Especially I have some days off coming up too. Maybe we can.
Oh dang.
You know, get some stuff going with the squad again.
Dude? Let me know after this. Then maybe I'll have to take some time off, dude. I got time.
Yeah. We'll definitely play something. It'll be good.
I got a floating holiday I've been waiting to burn.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing like a IRL meetup with the squad too, because I got the Slay the Spire board game. Just the Kickstarter completed, and they're launching the thing. So, like, we all got together a couple weeks ago and played some poker.
Yeah.
People hit you up, but you were dead, brother.
Yeah, dude. They're like, what happened to him? It's like,
Yeah. It's all good. We Crab was in town and we played poker. It was a good time.
Nice.
But yeah, man, just going back to it, Halo's in a good spot, and it got me thinking about, just because I clearly made a map there, and it got me thinking about certain aspects of games, because what we typically talk about, what we typically are doing is our genres we like, right? And obviously you like it, you want to make more in that space. Genres we're familiar with. Currently, right now, the biggest game on Steam, the biggest come up story is, and I might be butchering the name, but the creator never even said the name of the game live. So Balatro, the new poker roguelike deck builder.
Say Balatro or Balatro?
Yeah, Balatro with the B. Yeah. Fantastic roguelike, fantastic deck builder, using what most people know from poker to build hands, and then you have joker cards that act as multipliers or affect how you're building your deck, or what you're going for. There's so much involved with it. There's other cards to level up your hands to how much money you can get from them. There's so much to it, and the interface is crisp and clean. The audio design is exactly what you want to hear from a card game, but it doesn't get annoying, like sometimes you hear like I don't know, it's such good design, just philosophy and execution, that I'm like, man, what was this guy's inspiration? And there was an interview that came out, and he's like, yeah, I never played deck builders before. I was like, what? you make one of the, and I'm gonna say it now, it's even premature, but one of the best deck builders of all time, and you've never played one. It's like, he's like, I never was interested in it. He's like, I just was making shit as I go, and programming it as I go, and thought this works better, this doesn't. He's like, went through a lot of iterations, a lot of mistakes, and then players playing gave suggestions, and I adjusted accordingly. And now he's at over 1 million units sold. He's definitely a millionaire now, and just made a deck builder in a genre he wasn't overly familiar with. And now, for me, as far as deck builder roguelikes, there's a lot. But my top 3 are Slay the Spire number 1,
all right,
Darkest Dungeon number 2, and I'm putting Balatro at number 3 right now. I may up and down for a bit, but yeah, man.
I was put this one. I put I like Monster Train a lot. I know a lot of people.
Yeah. People love it, but there's like an update that broke it, right? Or broke it. Yeah. I was gonna say Monster Train was great, but I haven't played enough to rank it in my top 3 or whatever.
It's yeah, so I enjoyed that. I love.
I'd put Dicey Dungeons up there too.
Yeah, Dicey Dungeons is pretty great. Yeah, there's a lot of good deck building roguelikes. I feel like Slay the Spire kind of like maybe started it up a bit. Like it was kind of like a forgotten gameplay style of like deck building.
Slay the Spire and like Darkest Dungeon were kind of 1A, 1B in release, I feel. Yeah. And yeah, they both offered something different, but yeah, they kind of brought it back into the forefront.
The World of Warcraft of it, like the forefather of it, with like everything else is kind of.
Well, it took your deck builder and made it single player, right? So yeah. I mean, it's something that's interesting. You don't have to worry about metas or whatever because you're constantly it's just you against the world basically. So it was good. And Slay the Spire works because of all the different types. And Darkest Dungeon also you're building. You're
like the last people. Couple of times I tried to play like Hearthstone. It was like on life support. Dude, that game feels like it's dead. Like. They stopped doing like good updates or like anything because they used to have like really fun like single player like the battle style modes and they have like a tournament play where like you're building like a deck like just out things. But
sure,
yeah, as far as like roguelike elements and like deck building, like this is it, dude. This is the new shit. This is the new kid on the block, huh?
Yeah, and I know some people say
no DLC. I don't got to buy no characters, nothing. It's just
right.
Pack of cards.
Yeah. People would say Darkest Dungeon isn't really a deck builder, but I'd argue against that it is because of the different types you have, different attacks you can build up, and how you can build your crew. You were like, oh no, it's like a it's fine.
That's what you're saying is you build a deck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, I shout out to the Balatro creator. Fantastic game. I'm addicted to it right now. But I wanted to bring it up on the pod here because. Chip, you and I definitely will make games that in genres that we like. Yeah. I think you're probably the only one of all the crew that works on games that's attempted at a genre that you don't usually dabble in. Before
a few different games like that, but yeah.
So I just want to pose this question: of the genres you don't really play, what could you see yourself making a game in, and how would you approach it?
What I've wanted to do for a while is like almost like a top-down dungeon crawler, not like a roguelike, but like a there's like a D&D board game. Okay, I basically want to make that, but like a simplified version of that, like what's it, Munchkins and Monsters or whatever, like it's just called Munchkins.
Munchkins, yep.
Like great something system. Like that. Yeah, sure. Something like a simple top-down, crawl your way through, adventuring type of game. I like that idea of that. I don't know how I would make it or what I would do. Like I said, I made like a simplified 2D like GTA style game, like and like I was making that and it just was boring, dude. Like I wanted to make it where it's like, oh, you're like building up money and like trading. It's like a trading sim plus travel and battle game. And like I was like, I threw in a car and that was like the funnest fucking thing in the game. And I was like, man, what the fuck? I wasted all this other time. Like this kind of broke me where I was just like, I don't know how to make the rest of this as fun as just driving around in this game.
Yeah.
So then I just stopped there. I was just like, damn it. This is it. I worked myself into a shoot, brother.
Yeah.
I didn't have that Balatro fucking swag where I was just like, all right, this is great. How can I make the next great thing? And how can I improve this? I was just like, this shit broke me. I was like, fuck, it's so simple. It's so simple. I just threw it in like over like a half a day. It was like the least amount of work I did in the game. I was just like, I'll throw some quick vehicle physics.
Threw a car in.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, it's way funner than any of this other shit I have in here.
So let me ask you this: so of your Munchkin style dungeon crawler, what would your theme be? How are you taking combat with cards, or is it just card inspired where there's like a back end system and you're actively hitting a button, or how would you do that?
I would want to like close to like the board game, like maybe there's like some sort of dice card mechanic.
Okay.
Where you're like rolling dice to move around, and then like certain squares have like certain probabilities of like spawning different things. There'll be boss rooms.
Is it like turn based, or would it be like active?
I think it's just like a simple turn based where it's like you're rolling to get between rooms and it'd be way simplified. I'm thinking like almost like a shoots and ladders type of fucking up top down board game where it's like just simple.
Yeah.
One path, one room.
Yeah.
And then like maybe branching past, like, I don't know, it's I haven't given it too much thought other than like the vague ideas of what
yeah.
What about you, man? Is there like I think it's something you'd like to tackle you don't necessarily would see yourself making, but like the idea of
I actually thought, because I do enjoy creative writing, right? And I do enjoy like making a lived-in world, or
you make
just,
a
like,
hentai, dude.
Goal. No.
A light novel.
No, it would be a hentai or light novel. I actually
I could see you doing that, dude. I think you'd be good at it.
Appreciate it. No, actually,
He's
I thought of there was a really small segment of time in like between 07 and 09 where bite-sized RPGs were kind of a thing, with like Cthulhu Saves the World, 10-Minute Hero, or was it 3-Minute Hero? And there's another game by the same guy who made Cthulhu Saves the World that I'm gonna cheat and look up, but
where it's like sit down and play RPG style games.
Yeah. And I'm looking at that right now.
They're all kind of done in like
Breath of Death was the game that they made prior, which was also great, and I can't believe I forgot the name. But these bite-sized RPGs that you could play in like 1 to like 2-3 hours, like it's RPGs are known for their giant expansive universes where you have like, if you have a 10-hour RPG, that's a short RPG and you fucked up, you know what I mean? Like you need like 30 to 60 hours on what you need to beat these games.
Game doesn't even get started till 40 hours in.
Exactly. I would switch it up. I would have a combat system akin to probably like a Chrono Trigger. So I like you seeing your enemy before you fight. I don't know if I'd have an active combat system, but I'm thinking to do a turn-based one, but where you can see the enemies on the field and
choose to engage or not.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, but the combat would be I'd have the entire game concept be you snowballing, like as a player, to just feel powerful as hell. Like each combat scenario, you're gonna fucking level up like crazy. If you're not like overly powered by the final boss, you fucked up playing the game. You know what I mean? Right. But I'd like to tell an RPG style story. Get like a party members and stuff, character building, all under like an hour or 2 hour mark of playing. Like the goal is like a speedy RPG where it doesn't take much time from you. But
is it like the same story? It's like you're building up like the narrative randomly, or because you talked about like liking to write stuff, so is it just all like more narrative driven and like the?
It would be more narrative driven to get
the combat's more like frosting, like the dressing on the cake.
The combat would definitely be like a feeling of you being at a casino at 3 a.m. trying to go, but you just hit a jackpot, so you're gonna try and play a little more. That's the thing. This idle
RPG game I played where it's just a slot machine that you pull down to get really cool. And I was like, this is all right. It was like an RPG style game, but
gotcha.
You do something like that, just throwing out things I've seen.
Yeah. Like I said, I probably won't do this, but it's something where I thought, the Cthulhu Saves the World and Breath of Death, like 3-Minute Hero or whatever. I'm sure that's the game's name. They kind of dabbled in, even though I think 3-Minute Hero was long, but deceptively. But yeah, something where you could like build a story, have like, I don't know, it just hasn't really been done to my knowledge, and I think it'd be fun to capture, but. Whether I'm building a 30-hour RPG or a 2-hour RPG game, like to build one is still a huge undertaking.
All the underlying systems need to be the same, even if like no matter the length,
the world, like
the girth of it.
Design like the text trees, stuff like that. So, but that's I think would be my dream genre to make that I don't play much of, to make something in, and how I would do my take, especially because I typically go over the top with a lot of my takes, and typically kind of go into 80s to 90s arcade style gameplay is typically
Yeah.
my niche there in terms of creation. And yeah, it'd be fun to capture and see what I would do with it, or someone like me.
I personally think like what we could do as like a team is like some sort of like FPS or third person shooter game.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like, I feel like none of us really have like any ideas for it. It would just be like a generic ass FPS.
Yeah.
But you know, I kind of like that.
It'd be fun to put it under the belt though, right?
Yeah, just have a team of us and be like, yeah, just knock this shit out real quick and bing, bada boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's it will be. I don't know. I would say I'd preface all this by saying like, I would tell people to make things that they're out of their comfort zone, but not things they hate.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then they end up like the team of Halo, where they're like, we got people who hate Halo.
Oh,
Halo
actively hating the game. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say like don't build anything. Like even like when I was making that like top down game where I was like, there's something I like, and as soon as I start actively like hating the development of it, it's like I think I got to quit this. I'm done. You know,
like for me, I would never make a survival game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Not happening.
What about if it's 3D?
Would never make a survival game, dude, at all. Like I can't. I of the survival games I've played, I've liked 2 of them, but I'm not jumping back to play.
Rust and Minecraft up there.
Yeah. I view Minecraft more of like a creative thing. What's
the one we're all playing for a little bit?
Valheim.
Yeah, Valheim's up there.
I enjoyed. And Don't Starve. I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I guess Tribes of Midgard would kind of be like that. But
Valheim a little bit ago, and I completely forgot how to play, like all the creative stuff. I was like, man, things changed. Just like trying to figure out how to do stuff.
The only way I'll play Valheim now is in VR. It's just way more fun.
That's fair, dude. Yeah. This is the most pretentious shit I've heard all day. It's still early.
It's early. But yeah, man, I just thought that working in a genre that you wouldn't normally hit would be a good creative exercise. So,
did you ever mess with that RoboCop VR?
I did. It's great.
There's like more mods now to make him like even more realistic. Have you seen those? Like
I have. Yeah.
You done any of that shit?
Not yet. I need to.
It's too much, dude.
I'll tell you what happened to in my home after the pods. It's not it's a bigger story,
drama.
But yeah. There's been some drama. But yeah, man. I think we'll end it here. Any predictions for WrestleMania tonight? Do you think Cody beats Roman Reigns?
I think I would be upset if he didn't a little bit. Okay. Just like because it's been like where are you going? What's the end game for Roman Reigns? Like really
5-year reign, baby.
5 more years. Right. It's I don't know. I've heard some crazy statistic. I don't know if it's real. They said like he only wrestled like 7 times this year. Like,
all right.
Roman Reigns, like he's completely inactive. Like, it's I think if Paul Heyman keeps being his manager, I want them to like get his gimmick where it's like Roman Reigns is like slowly losing his mind and he always changing the way he contacts him, where he's like instead of like the cell phone, he's like, Roman Reigns only wants to talk to me through Morse code this week, and he has to like run to like a little train station where someone still knows Morse code. He's like, yes, my tribal chief.
That's amazing.
He's like Roman Reigns only wants to talk to me through a landline, so he's like running around trying to find like an old school telephone. It's like, something like that. He's like, Roman Reigns is only wants to talk to me like this week through like was it like singing grams? Like, so like people come up and like sing like the tribal chief's orders. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Where he's like just becomes more and more like absurd. Because I don't know, the MVP really for Reigns has been Paul Heyman, but it's kind of cool seeing The Rock back. They pivot him to a heel. I don't know. I still think he would have been fine as a babyface or like just fighting Reigns himself. I know like a lot of people are like, give it to Cody, but
too much backlash. The Royal Rumble winner always fights the champion.
There was here's my thing though. There was like no real backlash that night when they were like putting that out there where Cody Rhodes was like, talk to some legends and here's one, and then The Rock came out and it was like a huge pop. Everyone was cheering like, yeah, we want to see Rock Reigns, and then like it was like everyone like sobered up like later on. They're like, wait a minute, they got that like post nut clarity, and they're like, wait a minute, this is bullshit. What was I thinking? This is a terrible decision.
True.
But yeah, man. What about you? Any WrestleMania predictions?
I feel Cody wins, and I feel some cool what I want is an Avengers Assemble moment of everyone in the Bloodline has screwed over to come out and help Cody. That's what I want. I'd like that to happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Tonight's a big night for it.
Big
But
night.
yeah, man. On that note, it's been the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Mr. Gimpy.
Chipmunk.
Like, share, subscribe. Watch WrestleMania tonight. Take care. Be back next week. We out of here.
Yeah, bitch.